Good evening.
Hi. According to Marine Scotland, there are currently 112 oil and gas platforms operating in the North Sea, supporting 100,000 direct jobs. Can the panel tell me how all of these different jobs will find work in the wind power revolution, as many of them are not transferable?
I wonder where we'll start. Lorna Slater.
Very good. It's really important to understand, of course, that we are looking at phasing out oil and gas. So we need to finish extracting the oil and gas from our existing fields. So the people working on existing fields don't need to be concerned. That needs to be done. But what we mustn't do is open up new fields. We can't continue to expand oil and gas exploration and during a climate crisis. We just can't do it. We have to phase this out. Now, there is a huge potential in Scotland for clean, renewable energy. And you're right, not every single job is exactly transferable, but many of the skills are very similar. Working offshore on an oil rig, there are many transferable skills to working offshore on wind turbines. And this is what we need to plan for in Scotland. Oil and gas has actually been in decline for more than a decade, and it does need to continue to decline. But nobody, and I want to be so clear about this because we get misrepresented all the time, is pretending we're going to shut down the oil and gas industry overnight. The existing fields will continue to be exploited and run out as that resource is no longer required. And we will transition to clean, renewable energy as we move toward net zero.
Right, Lorna, you've been very clear on that, Lorna. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely not. I mean, at any one time on an oil and gas platform, and I've run quite a number, is there about anything where from 100 to maybe 400, depending on the size of the platform. There's everything for cooks, helicopter landing officers, deck crew, there's highly skilled technicians, mechanical, electrical instruments, and there's a whole array of soft support from onshore, 100,000 jobs. So to keep the platform going, you need this 100. How many does it actually take to look after a windmill? Because that's basically what they are. The most you can get up that windmill is 3 people. So go and tell me where this revolution is going to fill this void for 100,000 jobs currently in the oil and gas industry. You're living in a different world. Jobs are not transferable because you've got electrical jobs and a turbine, you've got mechanical jobs. You don't need painters, you don't need cooks, you don't need helicopter landing officers, you don't need any of those.
You do land helicopters on them.
On one platform, the collector platform, but in general. So you've got a tiny little industry that you want to invest in, and there's this huge industry that is going to be just dumped.
Lorna, in terms of the jobs that cannot be transferred, which is what Graham's talking about, what happens to those people?
So we do need to be able to have pathways for people to reskill and upskill, but those oil rigs that are out there will continue to work. Those jobs will continue to be in operation. That's not going anywhere. So those people can be reassured. But what we need to do is make sure that people, and this is already happening, who have transferable skills can use those, that there are opportunities to retrain. There are huge opportunities coming in renewable energy for not only generation with wind, green hydrogen, and there's a whole bunch of land-based skills, forestry. We need to upgrade also our heat networks in the country. That's all. So my background is in engineering. I'm an electromechanical engineer. Designing and installing heat networks around the country is an engineering task. That will require a lot of hardware technicians like this. There's so much to do and so many opportunities in Scotland. What we actually have a challenge of is having the people with the technical skills to take on these opportunities.
Okay,
and
all right.
Oil and gas workers are exactly the right people to reskill and move into these exciting new industries.
This is about jobs.